What's going on, guys? This is Dalton at Dalton95 coming with another Transformers Age of the Primes video. Today we're taking a look at the New York Comic Con Armada Nemesis Prime with the Air Defense Minicon team that form the Star Saber. Awesome artwork here of Nemesis Prime, and the box is very much inspired by the old Armada toys. So you got Sonar, Jetstorm, and Runway. They all combine into the Star Saber. There is a QC issue. I haven't noticed, well, obviously. So when I open up mine, we'll take a look and see if there's that issue. With it being a $90 price point for this guy, I really hope not. But hopefully it's something that Hasbro will address. So hopefully that's something that can be fixed. And, you know, with the ongoing price increases from Hasbro, who knows what's going to go on. But, you know, me, I got this because I wanted to, and because I still enjoy collecting. So if there's any problem with that, too bad, so sad. It's my channel, my collection, so, you know, take that for what you will. So let's go ahead and get this guy opened and check him out. And here we have Nemesis Prime out of his packaging and looking quite good. As you can tell, he is not your typical Nemesis Prime black color scheme. They, of course, went with the mix of the cartoon and the Dakar release. This is, you know, a much darker shade of blue. I wouldn't quite say navy because it is still very much blue as opposed to being closer to black. But it is a nice, deep, dark black, or blue. Jeez. Does have some of this, you know, signature turquoise, a little bit of red, of course silver, as opposed to the more beige, like, if it were my decision at Hasbro, which I know it wasn't, I would have gone with an even more blend of the Hasbro toy as well as, you know, the animation model. So I would have added some of that beige throughout, or, you know, just do a second release of just this, $50, $60 as is. But, you know, whatever, people are going to complain about that too, so whatever. Yeah, some nice steel or teal paint. Very metallic too, by the way. We got some silver here for the rims. You got the, of course, translucent plastic. But the main thing to focus on is the retooling, which in this case is in that face, which is based on like a 2-second clip right before it morphs back to normal. So this Nemesis Prime isn't like a lot of others where he's just a straight up built evil clone or, you know, from some other dimension. This is a manifestation, I believe, of Unicron that created this. And it is a amalgamous, or not amalgamous, a amorphous type being. It's very strange. As at one point his arms become like, you know, tendrils to, like, it stretches out and grabs, I think, Megatron or Red Alert, and it's just very odd. But yeah, not your traditional Cybertronian in any way. Yeah, like I said, his face does morph back to normal, and here it is compared with the standard Optimus Prime. Now, at the time I'm recording this, it's after TFCon, and DNA has teased an upgrade for this set. So, interested to see what they're going to do with him. Maybe a standard head that looks more accurate to, you know, just the standard Nemesis Prime face. But opening up the chest, you got the Matrix, which is the same gold paint used on one that came, actually no, it's more of a yellow compared to this, and it is the translucent red plastic. Could be reason why it's more yellowish, either that or it is just a different shade of paint. So there is that. Weapons are the same. This one just says Toy Hacks on it, and it's starting some of those stickers are starting to wear from the trailer. But there is that. Articulation is all the same, so you get the ball jointed head, rotation shoulders all the way out there, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, nothing at the waist due to how it splits for combined mode, which will show it off. Forward, back at the hips on a ratchet, out to there, thigh swivel, ratcheted knees, ankle tilt. So pretty much what you'd expect for just a repaint of the Commander class core robot. Of course, we'll give him his giant ion blaster. Go into his hand. Jeez, that's snug. There we go. And we'll give him the Star Saber, which he does come with holding in the box. And there goes runway. Don't know why it's not wanting to plug in. There we go. So there he is, holding the Star Saber. And just what we get from here, set him aside and focus on these. We can still see his gun. Let's get that out of the way for now completely. And here they are compared to the small version that came with Starscream. So you can see it is, I mean, it is more modeled after the show and the original toy. This, no, it is the actual Minicons. So go ahead and give that to Starscream. And yeah, it really weighs down his arm. So that is the only problem with these being a larger scale than the original. It keeps coming unpegged. There, we'll give a Hot Shot, who actually does hold it up a lot better. Although now you can actually see all three Minicons as opposed to if he was holding it this way. But yeah, it's basically a deluxe holding another deluxe at this point. So we'll just go ahead and remove that. We'll take a look at our Minicons. Whoa. Minicons here. So we'll go ahead and remove runway. Then untab these from here. And this will just come, we'll just untab these arms from here. I'll allow you to slip that out. There's a slot there, tab there. So there's Jetstorm and Sonar. So we'll go ahead and put these back into their jet modes, I guess. Go ahead and fold up double joints here on Sonar. So there, that, bring that up to there. There we go. So there's Sonar in his little jet mode. We'll bring Jetstorm's front down like that. And there he is in his jet mode. And of course, Jetstorm and runway. So there they are. So going over these for their vehicle modes, we've got Sonar, who is supposed to be a Venture Star shuttle concept. Of course, something that still hasn't yet to come to be. But I don't think it's ever going to happen because it's been 20 years and we have still never seen this thing in action. So at this point, it's still just a concept design for a space shuttle. Very interesting, though. Of course, Jetstorm is a Concorde jet. Very much more accurate than Silverbolt, but still transforms very similar to him. Some nice detail in there. Same thing here with Sonar. These tabs do not want to stay in place. I don't know what is going on with it. Or does not want to sit properly. Something, maybe it's the ball joints. That's a little bit better, but yeah. And then we've got Runway, which is a Boeing Sonic Cruiser concept. So basically another supersonic airliner. Very nice, and very thick fuselage, but I guess that's just to accommodate his legs. So we'll go ahead and start on the transformation, starting with runway here. Go ahead and remove the legs from here. Bring this up. It's on a double hinge. Bring that up, and that will tab into place like that. Then flip out the feet. Untab the arms from the wings. And this just comes down on a double joint to reveal the head. And there we have runway. I'm going to save Jetstorm till last because we all know why, especially what's been going on lately. For sonar, go ahead and bring the head up using the 5mm peg. Bring this back just like that. Allow you to bring the feet out or legs out. Rotate the feet around like that. Rotate the foot around like that. The arms are really strange because you have to bring them up and around like this. And they just kind of sit there like that. There is sonar. Now for the one that everyone dreads, Jetstorm. So I'll bring this whole nose cone and landing gear up like that, like we're going to Star Saber mode. Untab this, bring the legs down, and yeah, there's one issue with him. But I'd rather a ball joint pop off than one of the other things that's been happening with him. There we go. Untab the arm from here, bring that down. Untab, bring that down. And I guess for this, help to bring the nose cone down a bit. Just very gently slide this back. Just along there. Just to get a grip. I think just about to there. I think that's as far as it goes. Yeah, rotate this all up and around the head and down and slide that in just like that. Now, I did say, I believe I said it before, I did kind of shave these down just a little bit with a X-Acto blade, and same on the sides. I did that before doing the transformation, just the tiniest amount should do it. But another way is there's another way to pop out the pin. I haven't done that, but just doing that and just going very carefully, very slowly. So you just pull it out, rotate it, push it back in. Do not forget that this is on a slider. This is not on just a standard hinge like the original Minicon toy. Just please keep that in mind. That's how a lot of these are breaking, is people just go ham with it and, you know, don't use the slider. Use the slider. Anyways, articulation. He's got ball jointed shoulders. You got hinged elbows getting you to a 90. You get ball jointed hips and hinged knees. And that is it. So much like Jolt, you just get basic arm and leg joints. So there is Jetstorm. Runway, no head movement. You do get those ball jointed shoulders. You do get very long arms that only bend up to 90. You get ball jointed hips. Nothing at this rear flap, so you can't really get his legs to go back. You do get knee joints, however, and then the feet are on ball joints, so you can get minor ankle movement. But again, it is very limited. So there is sonar. And for runway, same thing as Jetstorm. You get ball jointed shoulders, hinge elbows, you get ball jointed hips, and 90 degrees at the knee. You don't get any waist, you don't get any head movement. That is it. But they all do have very nice head sculpts. So very accurate to their design. especially in the original toys. So, at the very least, happy for that. I would compare with the original Star Saber if I had any idea where mine went. So, that being said, we've already looked at the transformation for Nemesis Prime. So, I'm going to go ahead and just get him to truck mode. Then we'll go to combined mode and back to robot mode for final thoughts. So, let's go ahead and get to truck mode. And here we have Nemesis Prime in his truck mode, and it's exactly what you'd expect. It is a dark blue borderline black. Now, my camera's making it look more black, at least from what I'm seeing on my camera. But it is, again, very beautiful dark shade of blue. And of course, you got some of that beautiful metallic teal there for the combined mode hands, which, again, we'll get into. Forgot to slide that back on those. But yeah, very awesome truck mode. I mean, you just do a dark and red Optimus Prime, and I'm here for it. So, very nice. Still rolls exceptionally well. And here he is compared with Optimus. Now, again, mine does have Toy Hex stickers on it, so it does look a little bit more upgraded compared to the stock Nemesis Prime. But still, very awesome truck mode. And one thing to point out is this little shield piece that has the Autobot symbol on Optimus is completely flat, which makes sense because he's not Autobot nor Decepticon. He is a manifestation of Unicron's hatred or anger, just bent on destroying these guys right after they got their upgrades into their Power Links color schemes. So there is that. So let's go ahead and get him into his combined mode. And here we have Nemesis Prime in his combined super mode portion. And yeah, without the trailer, this kind of looks a little goofy. But I am hoping that with the rumor of us getting a Jetfire for the second commander class of Age of the Primes, I hope there's a Astro Train or Space Warp repaint in the future to turn this into a Nemesis Jetwing Prime or Jetpants Prime. So there he is with Blaster. And the colors, again, look amazing. You got the metallic silver for the mouth plate. You got those deep red eyes. Of course, that brilliant turquoise for the pipes and the crest there. Got some of that turquoise going down the forearms with some of the silver plating there. The silver hands, very fully and beautifully painted. And of course, the blank insignia. So let's go ahead and take Optimus out of his power pants here. Remove that. Compare these side by side real fast. So you can see the additional paint and some of the lacking paint, such as along here, that's missing from here. Of course, the details that are gone from here. So we'll go ahead and set that there. We'll go ahead and add this onto here because it is still fully compatible. Obviously, it is the same exact mold. Like, it's physically compatible, but then once you get it all said and done, oop, drip back in there. There we have Nemesis Prime in his new combined form, overtaking Optimus Prime's trailer for his own. And while it's completely different color scheme wise, I think it looks pretty good. So go ahead and remove that. Tab these from here. And get this all removed. Set that aside. And of course, get combined mode, Prime or Super Mode Optimus to hold the Star Saber, and that looks so much better because it is more proportionate to this body. So there is that. So when it comes to the Age of the Primes, Nemesis Prime from the Armada universe, I really do love this set. And, you know, if it had been the originally speculated and thought to have been $75, I think people would have been a lot happier with this. But with it to come out at $90, the price of a commander class without the trailer, that's where I kind of feel that the value of this set falls apart a little bit. I still love the way it looks, but when it comes down to it, you know, it's missing the trailer. There's the issue of Jetstorm breaking if you're not careful. I mean, the tooling was already there for the trailer, but, you know, I can understand, you know, to a degree why it wasn't included. Plus, you know, an exclusive set of 3 minicons, basically 3 core class, which today would be about, with the increase of price, about $7 each, about $21 on top of a $50 figure, plus exclusivity. So, I don't know, take that for what you will. I'm not going to get too deep into the nitty-gritty of the tariffs and everything, because that's not what I do here. I'm not here to talk about that. Yes, it is a real-life problem, but that is not something I like to discuss. I would like to discuss on my channel. This is to escape that, but there is moments where you do have to bring in some real life into it. This is the extent of that. So I would not, you know, I don't want to see people arguing about it in the comments. Just know that some ways I agree, you know, with what, but, you know, I'm going to stop right there and just say, you know, if you want to get this figure, you know, just know it is $90. There is that risk of breaking Jetstorm if you're not careful. So please be careful. And, you know, if you don't want it, vote with your wallet. Like, that's what we do. Vote with your wallet. If it's not worth it to you, don't buy it, or wait for it to go on sale. Like I said, I personally really enjoy this. Yes, there are some changes I'd like to see made, but at the end of the day, I still really enjoy the final product. So, you know, flame me if you will, but my opinion still stands. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think of Nemesis Prime. Did you get it? Do you like it? Are you going to wait? You know, just no, none of that other discussion. So, we'll move on for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. So long. Take care. Have a good spooky season.